And on behalf of Serve Ministries and SKDTV, we are here to welcome you to our program tonight, 2020 Preparation. What is 2020 Preparation? I am so glad you asked. Well, it's about our Pastor Derek the Change Man Smith, preparing us for signs, wonders, and miracles for the upcoming year, 2020. The target subjects that we're going to be talking about is of the mind, the heart, and of course, our wallets. Our special guest tonight is Psalmist Dana Matthew. So let us now go into our program for tonight, 2020 Preparation.
Well, hello everybody, I'm the one and only Pastor Derek the Change Man Smith across Serve Ministries, SKD Entertainment, and SKDTV. We want to invite you to come on in the room. That's right, come on in the room. I don't care where you are. You may be at the gym, you may be at your office. If you're at home washing dishes, put the palm olive down. Take about a 10-minute break because we have something that you need to have right now. We are talking about 2020 preparation, getting you prepared for this awesome year that is forthcoming. The Lord has given me a mandate to assist the body of Christ to maximize in this next dimension, this next season. And I'm so happy tonight to have with me a very special guest, my sister in the Lord, a very powerful and dynamic woman of God, a psalmist, an instrumentalist. The list goes on. The one and only Stellar Award winner, Dana Matthew. Stellar Award nominee, Dana Matthew.
Thank you. I was nominated.
Praise God. Amen. Amen. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Listen, we're excited because what the Lord has given us is a mandate to go and to talk to the body of Christ, the saints and the angels, full-timers and the part-timers, the slippers and the tippers. God has something extraordinary in this next season of 2020. And He has given me the assignment, the awesome task of helping the body get prepared for what He's going to do. He told me this. He says in 2020, He's going to release the blessings that we have been, the seeds that we've been sowing. Payday is coming in 2020, and the payout is going to be so good. This is supposed to sustain us. It's a perpetual blessing. So this is supposed to sustain us for the next 5 years or so. This one particular blessing, this one particular thing that God has for us. But if we don't have the proper mindset, if we don't have the proper plan and strategy and discipline, that 5-year blessing is going to be a 5-month blessing. And so I want to help people maximize in this hour. I wanted to talk about you just a little bit. Tell us about, for the people that may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm very familiar to the Tampa Bay area. Many of you know me. I've been here all of my life in Tampa. I am a Tampa native, unlike you. I am a Tampa native. I've accomplished a few things, again, as far as music. Everybody knows me as a musician in Tampa. I've been playing for many years, probably over 35 years. Play different instruments. My passion is music. My love is music. Like I said, I've been around a very long time. I am a wife. I am a mother of 3 young adults. And I'm truly honored to be a part of a wonderful church where I serve, Central Manifestation here in Tampa under my apostle, Mark T. Jones and Lady Lisa Jones. So I'm just glad to be here, and I'm so glad that you invited me.
Amen. You know, that's actually one of the things that I want to talk about. The Lord has given us an assignment to discuss and to target 3 areas, which is the mind, your heart, and your body, your money. And we're going to tap into a little bit of all of that right there. A lot of times we find ourselves, especially in the body of Christ, we find ourselves, and I truly believe this is by design and not by default, we find ourselves being the oddball in a lot of places. We find ourselves being thrusted into atmospheres where it is so much of an other mentality. And then there's us, the believer, there's us. the general in the Lord's kingdom. And what can you lend to the people out there that may be listening, that may be in a place today that they don't fit because it's not comfortable not fitting in? And everybody else is over here doing that, and you have to be a part of them, but you're not a part of them. What can you lend to that of how to stay strong as you did in this industry without saying, I'm going to give up and do something else?
Don't change who you are to try to fit in. Because sometimes God has you in a place where He doesn't want you to fit in. He wants you to stand out because people will see something special about you and see something different about you and see how and wonder, how can they be this way? And it seems like things are swaying one way, but they're still standing. That's because you're standing on the rock. I call that on a solid foundation. When you're talking about preparation, you're talking about having the right mindset and having the right other resources and things that you just mentioned earlier. That you have to have. Having the right mindset is not wavering. You have to have a steady, stable mindset to be who you are. So that's one thing that I say as far as don't change who God has made you, no matter if you don't fit. I hope I answered your question. Okay. But yeah, that's just my advice and encouragement to the people is because there's been times where I've had to, things may have been going a different direction, but you know what, God, even I may have felt that I was not, I was all alone, but through the peace of God, God gave me a peace that even though you feel alone, you're out there by yourself, that you can still stand and you can still be successful in just standing on who you are. Because I've seen it happen before. You try to change or try to mix in, and it doesn't work.
So it becomes a counterfeit.
Yes.
And so if you change today to fit in with your work group, and then you have to change later on to fit in with your exercise group, there's too much changing and it becomes exhausting. And somewhere in there, you're going to get amnesia and forget who you're supposed to be at 3. When you're at 3 o'clock, or you're at with this group of people. And so it's best to be authentic within yourself. We have information overload, and I'm so glad that you tapped into this because in today's society, we are in an information technology age. There's a lot of information out there, and everyone is giving us what to do, but they're not giving us how to do the what. Now tell us how to stand in the midst of our, they're laughing at these jokes, and we're not a part of that. And they're going out after work, or they're going over here to do that, and we're not a part of that. Tell us how to stand.
Sometimes faith is all you have to carry you through certain moments, is your faith and your belief and trust in the circumstance. Because oftentimes I mentor and I minister to people, and it's so amazing that you can minister to people when they're going through. But then when it comes your time, it's like, I don't like this feeling. This does not feel good. And then you're trying to remember those things that you ministered to somebody else to try to help you through, but it still doesn't feel good. So you try to not to get yourself sink into a state of depression, which is the wrong thing to do. So me, myself, I find my peace in, I know you're saying as far as the logistics, I find my peace in music and worship. That's just where I find my peace. Yes. I'm just saying, even at work, that's where I find my peace. I'll go listen to some music, or I'll listen to something to just meditate on, to get my mind off of the troubles of the world, or the troubles that I'm going through at that time. Just something that will have, because I know that in my process of me going through, it's going to help somebody else. So I know it's not going to feel comfortable, but I know even in that process, it's almost like, what do you call it, being in a cocoon, and then sometimes after a while, the butterfly will come out.
Yes.
So, being that, I would say that, did I get off track here?
No.
Okay.
It's good.
I just kept talking. because you got me going, because I've been in that place many times.
Yes.
So this is what I would say. Even sometimes you feel lonely and you don't feel like you have support. You don't feel like what's the word I want to use? There's a word for it. When you feel not ostracized, it's not that, but you feel that you don't fit in, you feel abandoned, you feel rejected. That rejection. You know what? I heard this in a song one time. You know what? The rejection is your moment of a breakthrough, in your moment of basically your rejection is, on the other side of the rejection is a promotion.
That's good. We're going to take a quick break. Don't y'all go nowhere. We'll be right back. We're going to tap into that. Don't you go nowhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to now bring on our special guest. She's coming all the way from Penn City. She brings us warm greetings and salutations from Greater New Hope right there in Penn City with her wonderful guest. We now welcome to you from the one and only Minister Lori's Hall back.
God is good.
Yes!
He is good.
Yes!
And I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth.
Yes!
Amen.
Thank you,
Thank you, Jesus.
Lord. Thank
Come on and give him some. I will bless
Welcome back, everybody. It's the one and only Pastor Derek, the Change Man Smith, and we are here at 2020 preparation, getting you geared up, ready, getting you on track, on point for this awesome season that's coming up. Sitting here with my awesome friend, my sister in the Lord, the one and only Dana Mackey. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Dana Mackey to you one more time. Amen. We were just talking about rejection, and one of the things that I say that rejection is protection. Rejection is protection. And I think you was having another perspective that was saying that rejection is also promotion. Tell us about that.
I feel that rejection, sometimes you're set apart for a time. The rejection to build on something, because you can't have everybody around you when you're going through a process. So sometimes situations happen. I don't believe it's a happenstance that it happens that way, where you might find yourself in a lonely place. And then sometimes God will send people around you that you need at that particular time.
I'm sorry to jump in here because I feel like this is an area that, one of the things that we are not really aware, that there will be a season where we will be in a lonely place, because elevation requires separation. And I believe that a lot of us are dealing with frustration because we're trying to continuously bring people into a season that God hasn't ordained. Can you talk to us about that? Like you're saying, not being able to have everyone around you. What do you do? Because unfortunately, Ecclesiastes 3:1 talks about there's a time for everything under the sun. So what do we do when we're in that season? Because with the natural, we know that there are 3 months to this and 3 months to that, and we can kind of prepare. In the spiritual realm, there's no clock. There's no way to set the time. So therefore, you may have had a good girlfriend for the last 18 years. And on the 19th year, something petty happens that just dissolves and disrupts this relationship. Talk to us about what to do when we find ourselves in that place. How do we navigate through that?
Well, first, like you said, I truly believe that we go through different seasons in life. My season may not be the same as your season, and vice versa. And even in the natural, I've been in seasons where may have been people in my life for that particular season, for that particular assignment, or my purpose in life at that time. And then later on, another season comes around, and that God has maybe ordained, and those people don't fit in that season. There's been times I couldn't understand why they didn't fit, but God had to show me the reason and the purposes, because He was taking me to something different that they did not either have. They weren't in that same season. So what He did was He put me around like-minded people that were going in that same direction to help build each other up. And
question. So we're in a season where God is moving you to another dimension, and you have had these people that were comfortable. So let's talk about when you're the person that's being left, because we always talk about the people who were leaving, but then there are people who are being left and do not understand this new transition. Okay, so in that process, maybe we can help somebody for 2020, because in 2020 preparation, I'm here to let you know that you're going to have to leave some people in 2019 in order to get to the full manifestation of what God has to do in 2020. So in that process, when you went through that, is there something, are you communicating with the people at all? How did you handle it? Were you able to just basically, at that point, tell the new people that this was something that you was going through your elevation, or how did you handle it?
You're talking about the old people?
Yeah, when you were going through when you were going toward the new people and the like-minded people for this new elevation, how did you handle the old people? Because, and I want to make sure that this is crystal clear. Just because someone doesn't fit in your now season doesn't mean that they were bad or should be discredited.
Right.
And I think we do that as that's good. That was the Holy Ghost. I didn't have that in my notes. And so that's something we're going to have to really deal with in 2020 preparation. how to leave the people that God is saying for you to leave. There is a way to do that. How did you handle that?
I can tell you, I've been through some experiences where I tried to hold on to the old people, and it didn't work out. Things begin to happen. Bad things begin to happen.
Yes.
And it's almost like I had to say, oh, okay, you need to shut this door. If you don't, I'm going to shut it. So it's not that you don't still have those relationships. They're just not the same, and just in that season. So as far as saying you being left, I was trying to understand your question as far as being left. It's not a good feeling.
Right.
At the moment, it's not a good feeling. Like I said, I want to encourage anybody that may be even feeling that to not feel like you're going through abandonment period or a rejection period, because that's not it. God is trying to, I would say, listen and sense where God is trying to take you. Sometimes, some moments, I'll just, from my own personal experience, God doesn't show me the full picture of where I'm going.
He never gives us the blueprint.
Yeah, I'm like, I know there's something coming,
ma'am.
but I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
But He's putting things in place. He's putting people in place for me for where I'm going.
Yes.
And then it's like when I learn to let go of the old, that's when He begins to start showing me the new.
So it's a faith thing. It's a faith thing. It's a faith thing. And I guess that's why He says He will give us an expected end for us to have anticipation of the new thing. Listen, we're about out of time. We want to thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Listen, look into that camera and speak to someone today that is struggling with moving forward in life. 2020 preparation.
I would say for those that are moving forward, looking into 2020 is almost here. So in moving forward, I would say definitely look at what God is purposing for you. What is God saying? What is God speaking to you? Going to 2020, I believe that we need to put everything in perspective, because I've had to do that. I've had to put everything in perspective, because when I go into 2020, I don't want to have anything hanging out there as far as any baggage. I want to be in order. So I feel like one of the things that we need to be in order, being in order with and knowing, starting to put together in our mindset, where do you want to be? I don't know about you, but I think about steps. What are those steps in 2020? And looking at the vision and where you're going, and just preparing yourself emotionally, knowing when to let go, knowing when to accept the new. Actually, I'm going through that right now, and not wavering. So I believe that this is a season where we can't waver in our walk. We can't waver into going into 2020 like we may have in this past season. This past season for me was a year of decisions. And in those decisions, I had to learn how to mature, even in my decision making. And once we mature in our decision making and understanding that we can't look at the past, we've got to move forward. Once we understand those principles, I think the sky's the limit, and you can become prepared, better prepared for this new season of your life. So I encourage you out there to get yourself in order, get prepared, and get your mindset in order in this next season.
Wow, that was a mouthful. I'm saying I like that maturity in decision making. We're gonna have you come back. Will you come back and
of course.
All right, listen. Well, that's our time. That's our show for tonight. We thank you so much for tuning in. 2020 preparation, Serve Ministries, SKD Entertainment, SKDTV. On behalf of all of that, I'm the one on Pastor Derek Change Man Smith. Remember, change ain't change till you change. Get ready. 2020 is on its way. We'll see you next time.
I'm depending on you for healing. Yes, sir. I'm depending on you for restoration. Yes, Yes, sir. And just in case you don't know that I know who you are, I'm depending on I got to tell you that I am. I'm depending on every day of my life I am. I'm depending on when I open up my eyes in the morning, I'm depending on I realize that you are my strength. I'm depending on the air that I breathe, and I'm depending on you're the blood that's running warm in my veins.